goodness. The Dark Horse is leaving Hartford, Connecticut. And we are on our way to the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island for Saturday night's main event. Shaping up to be a banger show, ladies and gentlemen. SmackDown set the tone tonight. Women's United States Championship final has been confirmed. Who is it going to be? We'll talk about it tonight. Cody Rhodes. He has something a little to say to Kevin Owens tonight. Too bad the WWE Championship said all it needed to say. Right back to Cody Rhodes all over his face. LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. And Carmelo Hayes has a monster problem. Too bad that was lame, huh? Yeah. SmackDown tonight on this Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a frigid 27 degrees in New York City, man. I can't do this weather, man. I need a palm tree and some Florida sun. I'm going to the venue, though. I need an old-fashioned on this Friday night. When I walk through those doors, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for December 13th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. One more sleep, man. One more sleep. Some of you may actually be listening to this on the morning of. No more sleeps for you then. Saturday night's main event. Tomorrow night on Long Island, Nassau Coliseum. It's being treated like a PLE for WWE in the month of December, where there is no PLEs. SmackDown set the foundation for what is going to be a great show tomorrow night. If not for the in-ring action, just for the nostalgic feel that WWE is going to deliver on Saturday night. From the graphics, to the music, to the vignettes, to the promos, to the Winged Eagle WWF Championship belt coming back for one night only. Cody has been granted access for one night for the Winged Eagle. Jesse the Body Ventura, he's going to be on commentary all night. And from what we heard with Peter Rosenberg today, Jesse Ventura still has it. Whatever it is, Jesse's got it. He still sounds great, even in his 70s. And he's the most interesting and exciting part of the show if we are looking at the 2 hours that will be tomorrow night as a whole. To me, Jesse Ventura's inclusion on commentary is going to be the one thing that I am most excited about. Shaping up to be a banger show. I don't need to tell you, I will be live immediately after the show is over, and we will discuss everything that comes out of that show, everything that happens on that show tomorrow night, right here live on both YouTube and Twitch. But tonight, it was a very off show tonight, man. I don't know. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I tweeted out during the Bayley and Chelsea Green semifinal match for the women's U.S. title tournament. I said, why does this show feel taped? It feels like a taped show. And then come to find out, you guys who are the IWC sleuths, I don't need to really think too hard about anything. I got an answer just like that. This show was on a slight tape delay. Apparently, this show was taped before it actually went live here at 8 p.m. Eastern in New York City. They just wrapped up, or basically were wrapping up, what was going on, and the show was on a tape delay. So the reason for that being is because this is a taped show. So next week is a full-on fledged taped show for Friday Night SmackDown because Triple H is giving everybody off for the holidays. And if it felt off to you, that is exactly why. It certainly felt off to me. It felt like the crowd was, at certain points, little pockets of silence and just kind of giving off that taped feel, that taped vibe. Even the commentary felt not live in the moment. You just kind of get a sense from watching this show, as long as we have, that it doesn't sound like a live episode of Friday Night SmackDown. So that was the case there, but next week's show is full-fledged taped. So if you guys want to avoid the spoilers, I would suggest staying off social media. It wasn't that big of a show tonight. I expected a lot more, being that it was the go-home show for Saturday night's main event, but everything is kind of in the bag already. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, they got their face-to-face. They won final face-to-face before the main event tomorrow night for the WWE Championship. Kevin Owens coming out wearing a Stardust t-shirt tonight. Gotta love his level of trolling. I know a lot of people are looking forward to Kevin Owens potentially winning the championship. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Kevin Owens wins the WWE Championship. Though, if I had a choice in the matter, I would absolutely do that. I just love throwing a wrench into the fucking system sometimes. I feel like a shakeup or a little dash of chaos goes a long way, man. It makes the heart a little happier. Cody Rhodes, I do feel, will retain the championship tomorrow night. I do feel we will get Randy Orton returning. He will be back on WWE television after the dreaded pile driver that Kevin Owens gave him. And then I do think we will be off and running to Kevin Owens and Randy Orton potentially taking place on January 6th on Monday night's debut on Netflix. Monday Night Raw, that is. Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix. So they did get their little shots in. I love the story so far. I'm very intrigued about where it's going. And we still don't know what either Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, and even Randy Orton are doing at WrestleMania. So a lot of answers should be given to us over the next 3 to 4 weeks as we head into that WrestleMania-like Monday Night Raw on January 6th. But I did enjoy what they did tonight. Kevin Owens stood tall, which doesn't really bode well for Kevin Owens going into the PLE tomorrow. Because normally when you are standing tall with the WWE Championship on the go-home show, it means that you will not be standing tall and that you would be laying on your back getting that beautiful 3-second 10 at the pay-per-view. Cody Rhodes will retain the WWE Championship, and I do think we see Randy Orton. The other big story that happened tonight was Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre showed up on Friday night unannounced. He was not given clearance to show up at all. He just randomly shows up where he wants to. This was after a obviously worked shoot promo that happened at Busted Open Radio's holiday party in New York City yesterday. Drew McIntyre had sat down between Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray. He was also there with Tommy Dreamer. And he cut this very impassioned promo about how the wrestling business has taken more than it has given him, and how he had to deal with the death of his mother, and how he's had to deal with the death of other family members, and how a lot of people, a lot of marks on social media go out there and criticize and just do what they do on social media. And he ended by walking out saying, I don't give a shit what anybody here or on social media has to say about me or to me. And he stormed off and left the studios. Now, clearly, this is playing into his character that we are seeing play out on television since he returned 2 weeks ago. But Drew McIntyre is on his way once again to being one of the more interesting aspects of WWE television. If Drew McIntyre is not getting any vote for Pro Wrestler of the Year, I don't know what we're doing. Now, you could look at a Will Ospreay or somebody of that nature, and you may be saying, well, Will Ospreay obviously has him beat as far as an in-ring capacity. That's great. On any given night, I'll take Will Ospreay over a Drew McIntyre as far as what they do in the ring. Will Ospreay is the best pro wrestler on the planet. But we have learned this year, and hopefully you guys have, that it takes more than great pro wrestling to get the job done. You gotta be emotionally invested. And I feel if you want to talk about best pro wrestler of 2024, you could cite your Ospreys, you could cite your Gunthers, you could say anybody that you want as far as an in-ring aspect. If Drew McIntyre isn't at the top of your discussion, you're doing it all wrong, man. You're doing it all wrong. The guy is great. He has been great for a very long time. He's just now, believe it or not, he's just now coming into his own. It's amazing. It's like a fine bottle of wine aged over many, many, many years. Drew McIntyre showed up tonight and blasted Jimmy Uso, who hobbled out on a singular crutch because of a broken foot that he suffered at War Games. Claymore kick right to the face. Drew McIntyre is obviously targeting everybody that has either teamed with Roman Reigns or CM Punk. But it looks like Roman Reigns and the Bloodline may be the target, which I would not mind at all. But who's to say he's not going to go after CM Punk? He did mention on Monday that at least Punk bargained for his spot in the War Games match. He didn't willingly do it because he wanted to help Roman Reigns. He basically sought something for himself, and that was the only reason why he was there, because he would be paid or repaid by Paul Heyman at a later date. But it looks like he's targeting the Bloodline. Jey Uso got taken out. Jimmy Uso got taken out. And Sammy's going to get taken out tomorrow, because there's no way on fucking planet Earth that Sami Zayn's beating Drew McIntyre tomorrow at the Nassau Coliseum. Now, I don't know what's going to be done here. Is he going to show up on SmackDown more often? Are we moving Drew McIntyre over to SmackDown? I called for something like this to happen in the weeks leading to Hell in a Cell with CM Punk. So him being on Friday Night SmackDown, A-OK in my book, bro. I think that's a great move, especially if he's going to be taking on all of the Bloodline. Maybe he can find some common ground with Kevin Owens. Maybe we move Seth Rollins over there. Maybe we find some common ground with Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Randy, and Seth Rollins. And then add Randy Orton to the mix, maybe. Imagine that, a collective foursome of Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton. I don't know where they're going, man, but they all seemingly have the same problem. Not Randy Orton yet, but they all seemingly have the same problem. Kevin Owens can't stand Roman Reigns. Can't stand anybody that has helped Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre's now got the same problem. Seth Rollins doesn't like Roman Reigns. He's got that problem because CM Punk teamed with Roman Reigns. We're starting to follow a very familiar pattern here, man. Again, he's making himself into the most interesting man in all of WWE, so kudos to him. He may not give a shit what I have to say, but he's probably doing the best work of his entire life. I'm sure he knows that. And if you ain't putting Drew McIntyre at the top of your best of 2024 lists, you're doing something wrong. The Women's United States Championship. That was also decided tonight. Who will be wrestling for the first ever Women's United States Championship? A lot of people predicted Bayley. I did. A lot of us were made to look like fools because that is not the case. Tiffany Stratton and Bayley both lost tonight. It is Michin versus Chelsea Green tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event. And those women will be battling it out for the first ever Women's United States Championship. And Carmelo Hayes, with all the rumors of Pentagon Jr. coming on into WWE, and Ethan Page getting called up from NXT. It ended up being a returning Braun Strowman, who squashed Carmelo Hayes in 90 seconds. If that doesn't tell you that Carmelo Hayes is going to Monday night, I don't know what does. We will talk about it and so much more right here on today's SmackDown post right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys for a tremendous week. As I look at the calendar and I look at the content calendar here for the month of December, we have uploaded 13 straight days in December. It's been unbelievable so far, man. We got another banger up today. A couple of you people reached out to me today saying, JD, that was a great upload. Absolutely spot on. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Today's video was about Toni Storm and the criticism behind Tony Khan putting Toni Storm on Rampage instead of on Dynamite or at World's End. This man brought the most popular women's wrestler in the entire division back on a show that's going to do sub 200,000 viewers when the ratings come out Monday morning. And then I gotta get criticized for calling the guy a clueless hack. Well, with decisions like that, you make my job a hell of a lot easier, bro. Also, we talked about Tessa Blanchard tonight, who made her return to TNA tonight. Yes, Tessa Blanchard is back in the United States for the third biggest promotion in the United States. Took out Jordynne Grace tonight, and it looks like Tessa Blanchard is coming back for the Women's World Championship. Jordynne Grace is not the world champion. Masha Slamovich is, but she's back on television. You may like that. You may not like that. That's up to you. Who am I to judge? Talked about it today in the video. Go check it out. Excellent stuff. As well as everything else, man. We've been busy. Busy bee. TNT 76. Jesse and I were live for Dynamite. Monday Night Raw. All the extras in between. Got you guys caught up on everything when it breaks, man. And we're not stopping. Tomorrow night we'll be live for Saturday night's main event. It's going to be great. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. You guys want to support what I do here? A couple of ways to do that. Number one, if you guys are watching me after the fact, leave a comment down below. Every comment could be anything. Tell me what you had for breakfast this morning. Tell me if you think Kevin Owens is going to beat Cody Rhodes tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event for the WWE Championship. What do you think about the Winged Eagle belt coming back tomorrow night? Leave me a comment. Doesn't matter what it is in the comment section. Every comment helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. I like to be in the algorithm like I have a Luxardo cherry in my old fashioned. Also, you guys want to get those super chats in, get them on in. You guys have been killing it the last few nights. Let's do more of the same here tonight, man. I would really appreciate it. Great way to support what we do here on the podcast. Hit that thumbs up. We got 1,600 people in here, and we're looking at 350 likes. I'd love to get to a goal of 750 likes. That's the goal. Update on JD Graham. I can now confirm that shopaew.com has shipped my hologram mask. We may be looking at a stream on Wednesday. I will keep you guys updated. This coming Wednesday for Holiday Bash, we may be looking at a hologram with JD Graham on Wednesday's show. I'm sure Jesse's going to love that. Tonight's show is sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD. You got to be like hologram, man. I'll tell you what, you'll be like hologram if you pop a couple of Blue Chew. Be flipping and flopping all over the place, man. You'll be undefeated. Never mind that. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the show. We got a couple of new sponsors coming up. It's going to be a great year in 2025. I have a feeling already, man. Thank you guys for everything. Appreciate you. Let's get into this SmackDown post. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. SmackDown. SmackDown started off tonight with Jimmy Uso. He walked to the ring. He's on a crutch. One singular crutch. They replayed his injury from War Games. Fans were chanting, "Yeet." Jimmy says, "That's the wrong twin, by the way." I know. I know he knows. We know. But we just love saying yeet. How does it feel to be Jimmy knowing that he'll never be as over or anywhere close to being as over as Jey Uso? War Games didn't get Big Jim, but it got my big toe. He said War Games meant everything to him because you're sitting there with a bunch of family they have who might not, be in the best of spirits, who he might not like, and they always fight. But you always bounce back and end up together. So the OG Bloodline came out on top. He said War Games is behind them, but what is next? He said he watched his family dominate and entertain the fans since he was a little kid. He says he's proud watching Roman Reigns be the most dominant champion. Obviously, fans chanted OTC, OTC. He then says he watched his twin brother become one of the hottest superstars today, which he is. He says it was a childhood reality that became a real-life dream. He even mentioned his other brother, Solo Sikoa. He's even proud of his little brother, Solo. Says he might not like what he's doing, but he's proud of him. So people are asking what Big Jim is going to do next. Says he has an answer for everybody. I don't know. He told fans to ride with him because it was going to be a big year next year for him. Says he might go after the United States Championship. Hell, nothing's going to stop me from doing what I do and what I love to do week in and week out. Maybe I'll go after the WWE Championship, he said. He said he showed up with one big toe, even though nobody else in his family are even there. He concluded, a new year is coming for me, Jimmy Uso. And as soon as he hit the last note, as soon as he hit the last O, Drew McIntyre absolutely fucking knocked this guy out, came out of nowhere and sideswiped him with a Claymore kick, took him out completely. Nick Aldis ran into the ring with referees and agents. Aldis immediately starts yelling at Drew McIntyre. He yelled at him as he followed him all the way to the back, still yelling at him. He asked if he knows what's going on or if he knows what this means. He's asking Drew what this means. What does this mean? What does this mean? The fuck do you mean? What does it mean? He's obviously looking for revenge. We all see what it means, Aldis. We all see, bro. So, Jimmy going out there, it was, I guess, a way just to get him back in the public spotlight because not anybody at all is going to be talking about Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso is obviously probably the biggest babyface in all the company, to be quite honest with you. Then you got Roman Reigns, who's got big things coming up. And you got Solo Sikoa, who's the tribal chief. Roman's the OTC. He's the original tribal chief. Jimmy, out of everybody in the family that we've seen on television in this Bloodline storyline that's legitimately in the Bloodline, Jimmy feels the most insignificant. I don't know if anybody really understood or even predicted the meteoric rise of Jey Uso, leaving Jimmy just out of luck. I mean, it's not anything he did. It's easy to get the Usos back together. I'm sure they will do that. I'm sure that they can still do that. I'm assuming we'll see them together at some point on the road to WrestleMania, maybe getting a WrestleMania match together. But I don't think anybody predicted the fact that Jey Uso would take off the way that he did and get over the way that he did. It's honestly made Jimmy Uso feel as insignificant as anybody else I've ever seen in and out of this family. Now, granted, he did break his big toe. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. It's not that severe of an injury. They put him out there. They trotted him out there just to keep him in the fans' eyes and in the fans' ears. They don't want you to forget about Jimmy Uso. Jimmy's going to play a part. He's going to play a factor in the Bloodline story. But he's not the most important character that we're getting right now on television as far as the Bloodline is concerned. Drew McIntyre, I love these random attacks. I think they're great. He attacked Jimmy Uso. Obviously, he's got Sami Zayn at Saturday night's main event. He's going to absolutely crucify Sami Zayn tomorrow night, which I love Sami, but Sami's not getting the W. And then he took out Jimmy tonight. So clearly he's targeting the Bloodline. I'll reserve judgment on CM Punk. I know CM Punk teamed with the Bloodline. I think that's kind of over and done with for now. We could always revisit it at some point. But I think he's still targeting all of the Bloodline, and that stems from 2 years ago when he got fucked over by Solo Sikoa and fucked over by the Bloodline. He never let that go. And he shouldn't let it go. If it's important enough to him, he's going to do something about it. So the fact of the matter is he's targeting and going after everybody that is teamed with Roman Reigns. Everybody has this problem with Roman Reigns. Roman's been a thorn in everybody's side for a better part of 4 years. And we're starting to see multiple stories play out on television. Kevin Owens has a problem with Roman Reigns because Cody Rhodes teamed with Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins has a problem with CM Punk. He had a problem with Roman Reigns before that and did not want to team with CM Punk. And now he's upset that both Sami Zayn and CM Punk teamed with Roman Reigns. So we have Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins upset over people that surrounded them who teamed with Roman Reigns. And now we have Drew McIntyre, who always had a problem with Roman Reigns, stemming from the Clash at the Castle show that we got in Glasgow. And he's now targeting Roman Reigns. Clearly, he's going after Roman Reigns, or everybody that has teamed or helped or tried to help Roman Reigns. Then he will eventually go after Roman. I don't know. A lot of similarities in characters here. They all got the same similar trait. They all don't like Roman. Which begs the question, is Seth Rollins being moved over to Friday Night SmackDown? Are we going to shift Rollins over to Friday night? McIntyre seemingly may end up over there. Kevin Owens is already over here. Could we potentially see all three of these men work their way into a group? Or not in a group officially, but just based off the common logic that they all have together. Put their strengths and their energies together to take out the OG Bloodline. Because after everything that happens with Solo Sikoa and Roman gets his Ula Fala back, he will have put that bloodline to the side. I do feel like we may be on the verge of having the OG Bloodline and their first major task. And that is everybody basically coming after Roman. Roman's past is going to end up haunting him. I like that. I like that. And it makes sense. Now, I don't know what that means for WrestleMania. I don't. But I like where they're going. Or at least I like the direction, possibly, of where they're going. So he showed up. He claymored the shit out of Jimmy Uso. Loved it. People really popped for it. Comes out of nowhere. And it's just a great move to see executed, especially when it's done and you're not expecting it. Great stuff. Backstage, Tiffany Stratton was warming up with a resistance band when in walked Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Jax said she has full faith in Tiffany, and when she becomes U.S. champ, she won't need her briefcase anymore. You want your legacy to be you won the tournament and became the first ever. You don't need to resort to cheap tactics, right? She wished her luck. LeRae chimed in and says she's sure she will blow them all away. Now, I don't know what that means or what that meant, but Candice LeRae said it in a very passive-aggressive way, I would say. We'll see what happens there. But the relationship between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax is not going to last too much longer. I hope not. She did not win this match tonight against Mia Yim. And she still has that briefcase. So it should not be, oh, woe is me, Tiffany Stratton. She's got the contract for the biggest prize in the division. You didn't win tonight. She will certainly win and cash in that contract when the time is right. Back to Nick Aldis. He was still yelling at Drew McIntyre. He said he knows him for a very long time, but this is going to create a ton of paperwork for him. He said the giant headache that he has is because of Drew McIntyre. Drew just walked with him, didn't say a single word, started smirking at him. Aldis told him, go into my office. Get into my office. Drew sarcastically gave him a salute. And then Bianca Belair and Naomi walk up to Nick Aldis and want the opportunity to talk to Nick Aldis because this was about an update on the Jade Cargill attack. Aldis now tells Bianca that the investigation is still ongoing and they don't really have a conclusion yet. He says he thinks they have to relinquish the tag team titles now because Jade Cargill is obviously not coming back anytime soon. Now, Bianca didn't like that news at all. Bianca does not want to give up the tag team championships at all. The fact of the matter is, I don't want to sit here and tell you that Bianca is innocent in this situation. She still very well could be a culprit in who attacked Jade Cargill. Just because of the way she acted. Now, she didn't want to do what Nick Aldis suggested. She did not want to be stripped. She did not want to hand over those championships. Naomi said Belair has never relinquished anything in her career. And Naomi then says, I would like to replace Jade Cargill so that we don't have to do this. Belair says it's been done before. She's like, yes, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. Let's do it. She was quick. She was there with the quickness to welcome Naomi into the team. Aldis says he'll run it up the flagpole, but if it gets cleared, they have to be ready to be fighting champions, including defending the titles next week. Now, I want to start with Bianca. Bianca's attitude getting all excited when Naomi, she didn't even get the full sentence out. Almost immediately, Bianca Belair was like, yes, 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 yes. Almost in a very begging type manner. Now, does that mean that Bianca is the culprit here? No. They want you to think that Bianca could have done it. Bianca did not want to relinquish the tag team titles, so she would look at anybody to basically say, yes, 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 I like that idea. Let's do it. If Naomi wasn't there, if it was Bayley, I'm sure she would have said yes. If it was anybody else, she would have said yes. But in this moment, it was obviously Naomi because they're besties. So I don't want to eliminate Bianca from the discussion, even though a lot of people might not think it makes sense. I do think that they could work it in to make sense. And I'm keeping her at the bottom of the list of culprits here. Obviously, Naomi, the fact that Naomi is the one who brought this idea up. Naomi, who lost the United States Championship semifinal match, or quarterfinal match, I would say, that she had. She did not advance to the semifinals. No United States Championship for her, but all of a sudden she interjects and throws herself into a tag team with Bianca Belair and becomes a de facto tag team champion. A little sus. It's definitely a little sus. Now, again, I don't want to say it's Naomi, but Naomi attacking Jade and then taking her spot on a tag team and acting as the tag team champion when they haven't done anything. I mean, that's kind of heelish behavior. Kind of feels like, kind of looks like, kind of sounds like somebody who would eliminate one half of the tag team just to reap the benefits with Bianca Belair. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say flat out it's Naomi. It would have made sense. It would have made sense if Naomi had lost first and then we got Jade getting taken out. It would have made a lot more sense. But this all happened in Bianca's match. She had the first quarterfinal match of the tournament. This happened with Bianca a couple of weeks ago. I think it would have made a little bit more sense if Naomi lost and then she took out, kind of, or then I wouldn't say she took out, but then Jade got taken out. And it could have been like, oh man, she lost and then took out Jade and now she's on the team. It's like, maybe they don't want you to think it's Naomi, but it ends up being Naomi anyway. That's the only logical answer I have to why they did it kind of backwards. Maybe it's not Naomi or Bianca. Maybe it's somebody that we're not even thinking of. I have no idea. Maybe it's somebody from NXT. Maybe it's somebody that's not even on the roster. We don't know. But right now, my culprits are Bianca and Naomi. Coincidentally, the two women are holding the tag team champions. So we'll see. I don't know. Now, Jade reportedly is on the injured reserve. She's on the injured list backstage in WWE, the internal injury list, and they don't put people who are having a storyline, worked injury. They don't usually put those names on the injured list. Now, who's to say that WWE just doesn't change the rules? Who's to say they got to follow protocol because Sean Ross Sapp or Mike Johnson says, well, typically they don't put a worked storyline or a competitor who's in a worked storyline and a worked injury on the injured list backstage internally. They don't usually do that unless it's a real significant injury. Why can't we change the rules? Why can't WWE just be so fully involved and so fully invested that they work everybody and put this woman who's not really injured on the internal injury list and put her on there anyway when she's not really injured? They want you to think she's hurt. They want you to think she's going to get surgery. I can't pinpoint a single instance that Jade got hurt. Is the injury real? Is she going to get surgery? Man, they were quick to tell you what happened with Bronson Reed. They were quick to tell you what exactly it was. They were quick to tell you and show you fucking how it happened and x-rays of what was broken. And then they reported that he went to go get surgery for it. They didn't shy away from Tamatonga. Or not Tamatonga, Tangaloa. Told you what happened to him in War Games. They didn't shy away from Big Jim. No, but we got absolutely zero fucking information on Jade Cargill. We don't know where she got injured. We don't know what is injured. We don't know if she's injured. And if she is, why didn't we get a medical diagnosis? Why didn't we get WWE.com updates? Why didn't we get what the injury was, where she's going, how long she's going to be out, did she get surgery? We got none of these answers. I am going with work. Jade Cargill is not hurt. WWE could obviously be playing everybody. Oh, they don't put anybody on the injured list internally. Well, maybe they did. Because they want to make you look like a fool. They want to work you. And I would love that. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It could be Bayley as well. Can't eliminate Bayley. I even said maybe Bayley turns back heel because I think Bayley was a better heel than she was a babyface. This babyface run ain't working out. It ain't. Bayley is boring. Bianca, Naomi, or Bayley. Those are the top three. Tiffany Stratton. One-on-one with Michin, United States Championship Tournament semifinal. This was a match that a lot of people were looking to see the outcome. The outcome would give us who wins the United States Championship. If it ended up being Tiffany Stratton, then Bayley was going to win her match against Chelsea Green, and Bayley would go on to win the United States Championship. If Michin won, then it would probably be Chelsea Green, and Chelsea Green would go on to win the United States Championship. And that's exactly how we ended up here. Tiffany Stratton came out. She looked like a candy cane or very festive candy cane, or maybe she wrapped herself up and was a big present. Lucky for Ludwig Kaiser, right? Gets to unwrap that every night, huh? Two locked up to start things. Tiffany Stratton backed Michin into the corner. Stratton threw Michin to the ground, and Michin popped back up and attacked Tiffany. Michin landed a dropkick and followed that up with some chops. Michin hit a shoulder block on Stratton, and Michin threw Stratton to the outside, where she then hit a drop kick through the ropes. She then went for a kick. Stratton caught Michin and hit a double stomp on Michin on the apron, and we go to a commercial break. That did not look good, because on the way down, Tiffany almost could have twisted her ankle, and we would have had a whole nother issue. So thank God she did not. Even Michael Cole called it out. She did look like she slipped as she did the double stomp on Michin on the apron, but luckily she did not get hurt. We come back from the commercial break. Stratton went for another double stomp. This time Michin moved and hit a big kick that followed right to Tiffany. We go back in the ring. She landed a tornado DDT on Tiffy time. Michin did it again, second time, and got a 2 count out of the DDT. She went for eat defeat, but that turned into a beautiful-looking Alabama slam attempt from Tiffany, but that turned into a tarantula via Michin. Michin then tried for a shotgun dropkick. Stratton moved and hit her Alabama slam for a 2 count. Tiffany Stratton, who is a heel, got let's go Tiffy time, or let's go Tiffy chance. And Michin is the babyface here, who is being out-cheered by the heel. I don't know what we're going to do here. does not bode well for Michin going into Saturday night's main event. Michin tried for a sleeper. Stratton broke it up, and the two go back and forth on the second rope. Michin went to the top. Stratton cut her off, hits a rolling senton. Then she goes up and tries for the prettiest moonsault ever. Now, this is where things got a little ugly. She jumps off the top rope with the moonsault. She kind of connects, but also at the same time kind of does not connect. But she connects it as Michin is rolling out of the way. It looked like Michin rolled out of the way a little too late, and Tiffany hit the back end of the moonsault. They played it off on commentary that Michin maybe got an elbow up, and that was enough to take Tiffany out of the predicament here. Michin quickly gets back up, picks Tiffany off the mat, hits Eat Defeat, and that was enough for Michin to beat Tiffany Stratton. And she goes on to Nassau Coliseum, Saturday night's main event, and she is in the finals of the Women's United States Championship Tournament. That was it. It was fine for what it was, but the outcome was one or the other. If Tiffany Stratton won, Bayley was going to win her match, and we were going to get Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton at Saturday night's main event for the United States Championship, with Bayley becoming the first ever United States champion. This is far off from what I predicted. I predicted either Jade or Bianca, and then when we seen Jade get taken out, I'm like, all right, it's going to be Bayley and Naomi. And we didn't even get that. I'm actually kind of surprised. They went with the way people wanted, but I'm surprised they didn't go with the more star-studded United States Championship title match. I'll get into why in a second. If Bayley won, it was going to be Bayley and Tiffany. That was it. Or Tiffany, rather. If Tiffany won, it was going to be Bayley and Tiffany. If Michin won, it was definitely going to be Chelsea Green. Because they're just going to play off the fact of their dumpster match. Michin got the win over Chelsea in the dumpster match a couple of months back. And that's what they're going to do to tell you that Chelsea's getting her win back. But this time, a lot bigger of a win for the United States title. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Michin wins. I don't know what we do with Tiffany Stratton with that briefcase. She still has that, so this is not really a loss. This was only like a cherry on top of the cake. It's not really that big of a loss for her. She still got the contract. She will be the women's champion. It doesn't really matter about the United States Championship. I'm surprised she was even in this thing. But Chelsea Green and Michin is your final. And I'll talk a little bit more in depth about what's going on there as we get to Chelsea and Bayley, who wrestled later on in the show. But Michin is in the finals. She beats Tiffany Stratton with Eat Defeat. And they are, I think, kind of building up Michin for a singles push here. This is the type of performer in Michin that is tailor-made for a mid-card secondary championship on WWE television. But it's going to be quite a while before she even sniffs a women's championship in WWE. But now there is more than just the world championship to fight over. And there's more than let's get together randomly with another woman and call ourselves a tag team. Now we got a legitimate mid-card championship that we can call a championship that everybody can go out there and chase. I like it. Add a couple more bodies to the division and we'll be good to go. DIY. They had a really good vignette for DIY. I know we talked about this on Tuesday Night Titans, especially in the way of Motor City Machine Guns. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in black and white. Loved it. They recapped what happened last week when they beat the Machine Guns for the tag team titles and how everything happened. Gargano said he lost the tag team titles in front of friends and family and his 2-year-old son. I was embarrassed. He says he bottled it up and soldiered on, but he told the world he was going to do whatever it took to get those titles back. Ciampa said the Motor City Machine Guns then showed up with the red carpet treatment, and they had that carpet laid out for them, and they took their spot when they should have had a rematch. Gargano said after all they had done for tag team wrestling, he's glad they finally got their flowers. Unfortunately, those flowers, it came at their funeral last week. He smirked. Ciampa says that Gargano is the mastermind. I love it. This was great. DIY is a great tag team. I think that them being heel is going to do them a long... I think it's going to do them good. On the long road to WrestleMania, I think this is the right role for them. They were not getting over as a babyface tag team. They were not. And instead of splitting them up, which right now the tag team division cannot afford, we all knew that. I like this direction. I really do. We even got a vignette from the Motor City Machine Guns, which we'll talk about later in the show because that came later on in the show. And they finally showcased a little balls, that ballsy attitude that was missing from them. They came in very hokey, we want to wrestle the best tag teams in all of pro wrestling. That's what we're here for. No, man, listen, now you're getting your shit pushed in, and DIY came for your tag team titles, and they fucking made you look like fools. It's time to get down to business. That's what we need to do. But this vignette, this promo by DIY was great. I love the way it was shot, too. Black and white adds a nice touch. Love it. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was not there tonight, but he was there in spirit. And he was there via a vignette. We got a vignette airing with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. And this was also very well done. This was shot very good. They were in the middle of nowhere. Don't know where they were. Don't know what they were doing. I couldn't even really see the vehicle that they were driving in. It might have been a limousine. I have no idea. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman together in the middle of nowhere. Roman says it's been a rough year. And everything is falling apart for him, his family, and it all started in the spring and on into the summer. Clip aired of Cody pinning him at WrestleMania. Said he lost his title and his wise man, and then he lost his bloodline. Most importantly, I lost my Ula Fala. He says he didn't take the Ula Fala. He earned the Ula Fala. He was chosen to be the leader of his family. He says his father and his uncle handed the Ula Fala over to him. He earned it. He says it's a responsibility only he can handle. He then challenged Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala to a tribal chief versus tribal chief tribal combat match on the January 6th episode of Monday Night Raw, the debut on Netflix. He says he'll take back his Ula Fala on January 6th. He says he'll take back his respect. Heyman was smiling in the background. He said after he wins, the whole world will have no choice but to acknowledge him. This is the right move to make. We called it a few weeks ago. Called it on the road to Survivor Series. Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, January 6th, Ula Fala. Who is the real tribal chief? This show is going to be massive on January 6th. Triple H says they are treating it like a WrestleMania. And this is certainly adding to that statement. Now, I'm glad it's not actually happening at WrestleMania. I think that would have been lame. This is not a WrestleMania match. This is certainly something that fits the bill for Monday Night Raw on January 6th in Los Angeles. Great. What this also means is that low-key WWE is setting up Roman's road to WrestleMania. We don't know what his road to WrestleMania is going to be. We don't. Roman Reigns is going to get the Ula Fala back. And for everybody who believe these fucking reports, oh, Rock is not going to factor into WrestleMania plans. Oh, Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania. Do you genuinely believe The Rock is not going to be a part of the biggest WrestleMania of all time? Give me a break. WrestleMania 40 was the biggest WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania 41, they will make sure that it's the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and that doesn't happen without The Rock. The Rock is going to be in Los Angeles. The Rock is going to be on Monday Night Raw, January 6th, debut on Netflix. The Rock will be, in some way, shape, or form, either before or after this match, confronting Roman Reigns. As soon as Roman wins the Ula Fala, something will be done. Maybe something is not done. Maybe he's not there for Roman. Maybe he's there for Cody. But he could always seek out Cody. I think he's got a problem, or should have a problem, with what Roman Reigns is doing and what the family's doing first before he goes and attends to business with Cody. But the fact that this match is happening on January 6th, that makes it a major match. This is officially the first match that they have announced for Monday Night Raw. The rumor was, if you guys watched the content this week, WWE is rumored to be also doing CM Punk versus Seth Rollins on that Monday Night Raw. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case. That is a WrestleMania match that they have been planning. That's a WrestleMania match that was planned last year. But they may be doing that as the main event for the Monday Night Raw show on January 6th. Nothing else has been even talked about. I would assume John Cena is going to be there. I would assume John Cena may be wrestling on that show. We may get Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens on that show. I mean, we're shaping up to have this be the biggest Monday Night Raw in the history of Monday Night Raw. And I'm glad that they announced this match tonight. And for the Ula Fala. Legado del Fantasma. They confronted Nick Aldis backstage. Santos Escobar complained about him playing favorites. Everybody's getting attacked around here. You know who's not attacking them? We. Legado are not. So maybe they're better off with that other guy. What's his name? Adam Pearce. And then he tells Garza, yeah, let's give him a call. And then they walk away. I don't think Nick Aldis is going to cry himself to sleep if he loses Legado del Fantasma off of Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe we trade Legado for American Made. Sounds like a good deal to me, no? Straight up trade. Love it. Carmelo Hayes at that time was walking towards Nick Aldis and said he's going to make light work of whoever he has lined up for him. Sure thing, guy. Sure thing, boss. Carmelo Hayes. Rumor was Pentagon Jr. Everybody got excited. Oh, WWE's going to capitalize on Pentagon Jr. after the whole Rey Fenix situation in AEW. Then I got people in the chat on Tuesday night. Ethan Page lost a match to Tony D'Angelo over here on Tuesday's NXT. He's lost his way on NXT. I lost my way with NXT many years ago. Ethan Page was rumored to get called up to the main roster. And then I start seeing some people talk on social media in the days leading up to Friday Night SmackDown. And I see one piece of news from the fine gentleman over at PW Nexus. We're going to be disappointed with the mystery opponent for Carmelo Hayes. I'm like, oh, God. Is it really Ethan Page? Because I'm not really the biggest Ethan Page guy. But I could see him doing very well on the main roster. Then come to find out today, I see Braun Strowman's name floating around, and I'm like, oh, God. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. And lo and behold, that is the case. Braun Strowman is back, and Braun Strowman, apparently, I don't know if this is official, but he has been the first of the trades, this trade transfer window, he transferred over to Friday night. He was on Raw, and now he's on Friday Night SmackDown. There you go. This lasted 90 seconds. Not much happened here. Bell rang. Cole said Braun is the first to switch brands in the transfer window and has moved from Raw to SmackDown. Strowman brushed off a springboard body press from Hayes. Strowman charged the corner. Hayes moved. Strowman went shoulder first into the ring post. He followed with a drop kick to his leg and then drove his head into the mat for a 1 count. You can see where this is going. Strowman caught Hayes flying through the air at him. Strowman turned whatever he was doing next into a running power slam, and that was it. 90 seconds. Commentary said that Strowman was a great get for Friday Night SmackDown. I think that all but seals the deal for Carmelo Hayes. He's getting moved over to Monday Night Raw. We're about to see Monday Night Mello. Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker on the same brand? Sign me the fuck up, bro. Can't wait to see them relive their little mini rivalry on NXT on Monday night. Byron Saxton. He interviewed LA Knight backstage. He says he minds his own business, which is why he did not join the OG Bloodline for War Games. It's none of my business. That little red necklace doesn't mean anything to me, he says. He called the Ula Fala the Ufa Lufa, or the Ufa Alufa, or something along those lines. Oompa Loompa. So the only person that matters to him is Jey Uso from the Bloodline. He then cut a promo on Solo Sikoa predicting he'd remember whose game it is. And that's L.A. Knight. Solo Sikoa makes his entrance. He stood in the ring with a microphone. Obviously, crowd chanted OTC, OTC. He did his acknowledge me nonsense. Everybody booed. Solo then said Roman Reigns. But before he could finish anything in regards to Roman Reigns and get out his thoughts, LA Knight's music hit, and he walked out to the ring for their match. Now, believe it or not, whether you like Solo Sikoa or not, whether you like LA Knight or not, for a television match, this was actually pretty exciting and maybe the best thing on the entire show. I thought this was great. Now, both of these guys, they talk trash to each other before the match started. Bell rang, they're still talking shit. Solo got the best of it, repeatedly headbutting LA Knight. Knight fought back, clotheslined Solo over the top rope to the outside. Solo pulled Knight outside, rammed Knight back into the ring apron. Solo slammed Knight onto the commentary table, posed. Solo then threw Knight into the barrier against the fans, the barricade. Knight rolled back into the ring, and we go right back outside. Knight threw Solo into the ring steps and slammed Solo onto the commentary table. So tit for tat here. Knight starts punching away at Solo and rolled Solo back into the ring. Solo then hits a very nice-looking Samoan drop on LA Knight. He then ran at Knight. Knight got a big boot in his face, followed the big boot up with a bulldog, and again, we go right back to the outside, where LA Knight dropkicked Tama Tonga through the ropes with a wrecking ball dropkick. Solo landed a spinning solo on LA Knight from this distraction onto the commentary table, and then we go to a commercial break. So we come back from the break. Solo is in control. He set up and tried a Superman punch to mock Roman Reigns after we just got the announcement that Roman is challenging Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala. Or Roman's rather is challenging Solo for the Ula Fala. Knight countered into a back suplex. The two get to their feet. They go back and forth with some punches. LA Knight took Solo down with a flying clothesline. Knight stomped on Solo. He then hits a running knee, and Solo is then set up for the BFT, but he rolls to the outside. Knight clothesline Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga on the outside, which is crazy to even think why he would do that. That was basically his end. You put your hands on Jacob Fatu, it's over, bro. It's over. And it was over from that point on. Knight then back body drop Fatu over the commentary table, which, I mean, you're just playing with fire now, bro. Back in the ring, Solo hits a super kick, went for a Samoan spike, but LA Knight countered with a side effect. Knight went to the second turnbuckle, jumped up top, hit his elbow for a very good near fall, which the crowd thought the match was over. So LA Knight is laying against the bottom rope, and in the background, you see the commentary desk, and all of a sudden, you see in the distance with a great camera shot. It's kind of like a blurry shot. Jacob Fatu rises from the ash, and he's standing on top of the commentary table. He's fucking pounding his chest. He's like putting his hands in the air. It's like a wild animal out there. So he comes over to LA Knight, who's leaning against the bottom rope after the elbow drop and the near fall. He chokes out LA Knight. He pulls him to the outside, and that's when the DQ happened. Referee call for the bell. LA Knight loses, or Solo rather, loses by DQ. Fatu then hits a hip attack on LA Knight, who was against the crowd barrier. Solo hit a Samoan spike on LA Knight, and the Bloodline beat him down until he does get help. Andrade El Idolo and Apollo Crews. Who? Catering. Okay. Wow. Imagine how you feel if you're Giovanni Vinci. You just lost your best friend, Apollo Crews, man. You lost your catering bestie. Who gives a shit about Apollo Crews, man? We got Andrade and Apollo Crews battling alongside LA Knight against the Bloodline 2.0. They're out there. Apparently, the help was not enough. They get beat down. Didn't work. Bloodline quickly took them out. He got a Samoan spike for his trouble. Did Andrade. And then Jacob Fatu took out Solo Sikoa. They all stood tall. Solo, Fatu, and Tama Tonga all stood tall. All the baby faces are laying on the mat. Thanks for coming. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this, but the only thing that matters here is Solo and Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala. Monday night, January 6th, for the Ula Fala Tribal Combat. Braun Strowman. He was walking through the backstage area where he ran into Pretty Dead. Oh, no. Deadly. Oh, okay. I don't know, man. They're not on TV. What the fuck do you want me to say? Deadly. Okay. Just want to make sure. Because as far as I'm concerned, they are dead. They are absolutely D-E-A-D, brother. Dead. Deadly. Okay. So to make sure. Strowman was shown backstage with Pretty Deadly. They offered Strowman a spot in the Pretty Deadly, the musical. Strowman shook his head. No, thank you, bro. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller showed up. Waller offered Strowman a chance to be a guest on the Grayson Waller Effect next week. Strowman said, yeah, I'll do it. Do we really need to see that next week? Asking for a friend. Do we really need to see that next week? Now, what are we doing with Austin Theory? What are we doing with Grayson Waller? What are we doing with Braun Strowman? Transfer window's open. He's the first guy to come over from Raw to SmackDown. He's already in a fucking talking segment. Talk show segment. Sounds like next week's show is going to be quite the missable show, folks. Chelsea Green. She went one-on-one with Bayley. Final semifinal match to see who wrestles Michin for the United States Championship. That's Saturday night's main event. This sucked. This was bad. This is at the point of the show where I said to myself, and I even posted on social media, is something off about this match, man? What are we doing here? What are we doing? The show, at this point, I was like, all right, I can't really tell. At this point in the show, I'm like, this show has got to be taped. Crowd just feels dead. I don't know what they're waiting for. And then everybody on social media was telling me, JD, this is a show that's tape delayed by 1 hour. I'm like, oh, there you go. So my instincts were correct. This was partially a tape show. Crowd didn't give a shit. This felt very, very clumsy. And there was no heat in this match whatsoever. I don't know why everybody just went dead here all of a sudden. They perked up when Chelsea actually won. But leading up to the victory, leading up to the pinfall, they couldn't be bothered to give a shit. I don't know. Crowd didn't do them any favors. This did not come off good at all. Green ran right into Bayley's Bayley to belly. Right at the top. Could have been a fluky victory. She went right for a cover. She got a 2 count out of it. Then she rolled to the outside and started yelling at Piper Niven. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Then the 2 traded pin attempts. Green slapped Bayley to slow the match down. Green then punched Bayley and threw Bayley into the corner. Bayley moved and took back control with a running clothesline. Goes for a quick cover, gets a 2 count. She then lands a pair of arm drag takedowns and a clothesline. Green rolled to the outside and Bayley chased Green. When they returned to the ring, Niven, who was on the outside in Chelsea's corner, tripped Bayley and Green took advantage of that. And we go into a commercial break. Show comes back. Green has the advantage. She rolled up Bayley for a 2 count. All of a sudden, they go to another commercial, but this time in picture-in-picture for a good 30 seconds to show us a trailer for the new Lion King movie, Mufasa. I am tired of the commercials. Nobody cares. So we finally come back to the match. Green was working over Bayley on the apron. Bayley ran Green into the ring post. Bayley followed that up with a neck breaker and then a sliding clothesline. She then suplexed Green on the outside. Bayley rolled Green back into the ring. Another back suplex, another cover. She gets a 2 count. She then goes to the top rope. She was going for her signature elbow drop. Green cut her off and landed a big running knee. Green went to the second rope, missed a Vader bomb. Bayley sunset flipped Green into the turnbuckles. She goes for the cover and Chelsea kicks out at a 2. Bayley went for another Bayley to belly. Chelsea countered that with a roll-up. Green hits a Zack Ryder Rough Rider for a good near fall. Bayley then planted Green, goes up top. Piper Niven dragged Green to the outside. And it was on the outside where Bayley hit Niven with an elbow drop off the top rope. Green then threw Bayley into the timekeeper's area, and she rushed back to the ring and started yelling at the referee to count Bayley out. So the referee is counting. Bayley beats the count. Green kicked Bayley in the face upon entering the ring. She went right for her unprettier, and she gets the 1, 2, 3. Chelsea Green is in the finals. Chelsea Green will battle Michin for the United States Championship, and Chelsea Green is going to become the first ever Women's United States Champion. And I would be lying if I told you guys she did not deserve it. She absolutely does. Chelsea Green's worked her ass off. She's put herself in position to get organically over. The crowd did pop when she did win this match. They could not give a shit about the actual match, but they did pop in Hartford for her winning and beating Bayley. She worked her ass off. She got herself over organically, naturally. People just sort of gravitated to her. Her character work has been great. The dumpster match really showed a lot of that charisma and a lot of that attitude. WWE's rewarding her. I will never shy away from seeing somebody work their ass off and then get rewarded for it. The only thing is Chelsea going to be a long-term, hey man, let's make this championship feel important? This is why I ask. And this is just a minor criticism. Is Chelsea the right woman for the job? Right now? I don't know. This is why I figured they would go with Bayley or someone like that, and Naomi. Establish the championship with somebody who's been there before. Instead of giving it to someone that hasn't been a champion at all in WWE, give it to a star that's already established themselves, build credibility for the title, and then drop it to somebody like Chelsea Green after you've done a little bit with it. It's the one that makes the title. It's not the title that makes the person. This is obvious. Is Chelsea going to be enough to make that championship feel important? Or better yet, is WWE going to book Chelsea in a manner in which she does feel important? You know, Chelsea's known for comedy and joking around and having that comedic effect to everything that she does. We've seen a little bit less of that lately, but that's who she is. She's a jokester. Is she going to be enough to make that championship mean something? We got to get a little serious at this point, if that's the case. I want to see a little bit less of that. I want to see less and less of that. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. Other than that, you can't knock her work ethic and you can't knock how great she's been this year. She will be the Women's United States Champion. Motor City Machine Guns. They had a vignette where we finally got to hear who they are and what they are about. They addressed Gargano turning on him, or turning on them. Alex Shelley says he did not expect that from Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. He says he has changed, but he gets it because the WWE Tag Team titles are the most important tag team titles on the planet. Shelley said next week he'd find out why he's the teacher and Gargano is the student. Now, we're guaranteed at least one banger on next week's show. Alex Shelley is a fucking great professional wrestler. This is the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion we're talking about now. Great. Him and Gargano, banger next week. Gonna be fucking awesome. And this promo vignette was also shot in black and white. More of that. I would love to see more of this. Any background that we can get, any background that we can suck on in and think about as far as who these guys are, what they're about, what are they doing here, what's their mission statement, what's their goal, why? Anytime we see something like that, man, more of it, please. Got a vignette airing with Nakamura speaking in Japanese with captions translating what he said. Everyone will fall one by one at his feet, broken, humiliated, and forgotten. He said, night was just the beginning. He says he held something he never deserved, the United States title. Something he should have never touched. He says he now claws for what he no longer has. But he said it. It was never truly his, since I am inevitable. Telling you right now, man. This is just a prediction. We may be getting Pentagon Jr. And we may be getting babyface Penta established on SmackDown. And we may be getting him against Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. Just a prediction. I would love to see it. I think they bring in Penta immediately when he's able to. Let's do it. Penta versus Nakamura, sign me up. That's where I think they're going. Really, really out there, bold prediction. Pentagon Dark. You're going to need something dark, someone dark to battle this eerie, spooky, dark Nakamura. I think that's the guy for the job. Cameron was following Tiffany Stratton backstage. Nia Jax just happened to approach her out of nowhere. She said, not everyone is meant to be a singles champion like me. Just rubbing it in her face. LeRae says she just talked to Aldis. And she said she secured a match with her and Nia Jax against Naomi and Belair next week. LeRae said she and Nia can win the belts and then Nia can hold 2 titles. Jax says they should go brainstorm. LeRae told Tiffany that maybe singles wrestling isn't her speed. Tiffany held up her Money in the Bank briefcase, kind of snarled angrily, indicating that she might cash in because of how mean they were. Are we getting a new women's champion next week on Friday night? Could be the opening that we need. All we need now is a little bullying by Nia, a little bullying by Candice, telling Tiffany that she's not good enough to win a singles championship. Oh, is that right, bitch? Let me see you swing a chair at me. I'm taking that belt from you next week. I hope that's the case. I'm sure somebody will spoil it. Michael Cole. He was supposed to have a face-to-face with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes comes out. He did his whole entrance. We got 2 woes. Cole then introduced Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' music didn't play, and he didn't come out. Cody said KO apparently wasn't there. But this wonderful crowd here in Hartford, Connecticut said he and Cole will do the interview without KO. Cole says they didn't have to go out to the car to do it either. Cole said Triple H is letting Cody use something for one night only at Saturday night's main event. He asked Cody to talk about it. He did not talk about it, but if you guys saw social media this week, it is rumored that Cody Rhodes will be bringing back the fabled and iconic Winged Eagle Championship that is most notably known in the Hulk Hogan era of WWF. The Winged Eagle. Most gorgeous championship in all of pro wrestling to ever exist. He's bringing it back for the nostalgic effect of Saturday night's main event. It's going to go with the whole theme tomorrow night. Love it. He said Cole should ask Cody how he's okay using his friends to help finish his stupid, pathetic little story at WrestleMania. But then he spits in all of our faces at Bad Blood when he teams with Roman Reigns. So Kevin Owens, he's in his car on the big screen. Once again, sticking the knife in Cody Rhodes. KO said when Cole asks that question, Cody should be honest and tell the truth and say it's because he is as bad of a friend as he is a son and a brother. So no matter how many main events Cody is in, the truth will always be you were always much more interesting as Stardust. Cody says he's sure Kevin has more zingers up his sleeve. Cody left the ring, threw the belt down, and rushed up the aisleway and into the back. He's calling for KO, yelling out Kevin Owens' name. Kevin Owens all of a sudden attacked him from behind. They fought onto the stage in front of fans and threw Gorilla through the backstage area. Kevin Owens fought back. He sent KO, or Cody rather, to ringside. Security ran out to stop them. Corey Graves said this is the main event for tomorrow night and that WWE should do anything that they can to protect it. So security held Cody and KO back. KO eventually hits him after he picks up the WWE Championship in the ring. They're being held on separate sides of the ring. Kevin Owens picks up the belt that Cody dropped earlier to go look for him, picks up the WWE Championship, and smashed it in his face. Owens stood over Cody as security starts yelling at him to leave the ring. He threw the belt onto Cody's body, who was knocked out cold, and left the ring. Commentary teased that this could be the sight tomorrow night. We may be looking at the new undisputed WWE champion. And Michael Cole said Cody is in deep, deep trouble. I don't think, I'd love to see it. I don't think Kevin Owens is going to win the WWE championship. I would love to see it happen because I just love to see, I'm the type of guy that loves to watch the world burn. I do. There's nothing to do with me. I just love to watch it burn. I love when a little dash of chaos gets injected into the product, man. A little dash of unpredictability. I don't think we're going to get that tomorrow. Deep down in my soul, man, I'd love to see Kevin Owens take the WWE Championship, the new Winged Eagle belt, or this replica Winged Eagle belt, and smash it into 1,000 fucking pieces as he takes the actual WWE Championship away from Cody Rhodes tomorrow night after he pins him 1, 2, 3 after a pop-up powerbomb or a pile driver. I'd love to see it. I wasn't on board with it when we talked about it on Tuesday Night Titans. But as I slowly got thinking about it and I slowly have seen Kevin Owens' character just kind of mold himself into this, I am right and everybody else is a fucking psychopath, lunatic. They don't believe me. I am right about everything. And granted, he is. He's right about everything. Kevin Owens is not wrong. I've even pointed out the fact that Cody is low-key the heel here, but he's never going to be booed because the fans are too simple-minded. Cody's the babyface. You cheer for the babyface. Kevin Owens is the bad guy. You're going to boo Kevin Owens. But storyline-wise, Kevin Owens is right. It's just not something he says. He's right. Everything that we've documented, he's right. So I'd love to see that paid off. The only thing, I don't think WWE is going to want Cody Rhodes to walk onto Monday night, January 6th, debut on Netflix without the WWE title. I don't see them doing that. They want all their pieces in play. They want all their puzzle pieces to fit exactly where they are now. Cody's not dropping that title before Monday night on Netflix. He's not. I would figure if this was any other time, Kevin Owens wins, Cody wins it back at the Royal Rumble, we see Randy Orton, and then we go off and running with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. But being that Monday night is just 3 weeks away, I just don't see them taking the WWE Championship off of Cody Rhodes tomorrow. Even though I'd love to see it. So yeah, Cody's going to retain. Randy Orton more than likely will show up. He will get his revenge on Kevin Owens. He will help Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship match tomorrow night, retain the title, and then we'll be off and running. We may get Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton on January 6th on the Netflix Raw Debut, to go along with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. It's a solid prediction. Cody Rhodes will retain the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre will claymore Sami Zayn in the face so hard that somewhere Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso both feel it. Drew McIntyre will win over Sami Zayn. Gunther will retain his world championship over Finn Balor and Damian Priest. I would love to see Io win the championship. I don't think we do that. I don't. I think we actually get Liv Morgan retaining the championship, the Women's World Championship, over Io Sky tomorrow night, and I think Liv Morgan retains. I think we also get Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan on the Monday Night Raw debut on Netflix, with Rhea Ripley winning her championship back there. Book it. That's 4 matches. I also think Chelsea Green wins the Women's United States Championship and becomes the women's first ever United States champion. Those are your 5 matches. Should be a banger show. It's going to be a newsworthy show tomorrow night. And I will be live to cover it all right here on the podcast. I figured that they would add a 6th match, but I think we're going to stick with just 5. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. I can't wait to be here with you guys. It's going to be a great night. Nostalgia, man, when done right, it hits. And tomorrow night, it's going to hit. Thank you guys for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys being here on the podcast. Decent SmackDown tonight. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too exciting. But even WWE's most mid-show is still better than the slop that we get on Wednesday nights. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hits that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out all, and I mean all, of the content on the channel. There's plenty of it for you guys to get lost in. We've uploaded almost every day this month so far. We are killing it in December, and we're not stopping. Monday night, we were live for Raw. Tuesday night, Titans with the Solid Monster for episode 76. Wednesday, we were live with Jesse for the Dynamite post show. Extras in between. Tonight, we're live for Friday Night SmackDown. Tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event. And then we get to start it all over again. Hit that thumbs up. Try for 750 likes right here on the podcast. And get those super chats in. They will remain open. You guys have been kicking ass with the super chats. Let's do more of the same. Tonight, we're sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew, man. JD Graham is going to be gracing your screens, hopefully next week. But the real hologram remains undefeated. Believe it or not, he's undefeated, bro. He has not suffered a single loss in his young AEW career. Don't you guys want to be like hologram in the bedroom? Undefeated. Never mind a Hurricane Rana, never mind a fancy flip or a dive. Blue Chew is going to leave you undefeated, just like hologram. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. They talk about first impressions. One of the most important things, man. First impressions are everything. But what about having a good first impression while also having a great lasting impression? It's like having that first impression happen on repeat over and over and over again. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, and it comes in a chewable tablet. They're made in the USA. They prepare and ship directly to you very discreetly, and the process is very simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Consult with one of their online medical providers, and once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. It's all done online. No doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy behind the old lady. Can I get cotton balls? No, none of that. None of that. You can take them anytime, day or night. Plan ahead. Be ready when that opportunity arises, man. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. And I want to thank them for sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. Super Chats. Michael Krause with a $2 Super Chat. Main event. Are you ready, JD and OTS family? Yes, we are, Michael. Joey Taylor with a $2 Super Chat. Buddy, hologram mask shipped yesterday, brother. Now it's up to Shop AEW to actually send me my fucking merchandise. They haven't given me a estimated arrival date yet. Joey Taylor with $2 Super Chat. JD, your favorite Saturday night's main event moment as a kid? I think we answered this question on Tuesday Night Titans, Joey. Andre the Giant and the crooked referee spot as he handed the WWE Tag Team Championship, a.k.a. the World Heavyweight Championship, to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. It's my favorite Saturday night's main event moment. Nate with a $5 Super Chat. Hi, Jay, the update. I DM'd you on IG like you asked, but I don't know if you got it, because on invite, and I sent it, but went to edit, but accidentally deleted it. Brother, I didn't get nothing, man. You got to send it again, brother. Sidro says, watch the mask arrive on a Thursday. Yeah, well, then you know what? You know what we do? We save it for the January 1st episode and start the new year off with JD Graham. Michelle with a 7 in Super Chat. Who will screw Roman on January 6th? Rock or Drew? Either one of them. Either one of them. Rock will be there, though. Michelle with a 5. She says, wouldn't mind KO as a champ for a while. And Rock says he's coming for Cody even without the title. Will Drew target Punk like the rest of his teammates? I don't think Drew's going to target Punk right now. And The Rock does whatever he wants, man. He said back in April, don't break my heart. But who knows what he's going to want when he comes back. He could have something completely different in mind. We don't know. Edward Otis with a $4.99. Just dropping some support on my birthday. Don't compromise who you are, man. Yes, the great Miles Kennedy. Love me some Alter Bridge, bro. Apex with a $1.99. JD, you see the beef with Sean Ross Sapp and Sitting in Gorilla? No. Apex, could not give a single iota of a fuck about anything. I got my eyes completely on my own shit. Chris Lord with a new membership. Thank you, Chris Lord. What the fuck are you drinking tonight? Chris Lloyd. Todd Pelkey with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Todd Pelkey. Kevin Owens shall be the new champion. I hope you're right, brother. I'd love to see it. Sue. Sue is back in the venue tonight. Always good to see Sue. $5 super chat. I like when your first words are, oh my goodness. You are the best. Plus, you're in God mode here in the IWC always. And what the fuck are you drinking tonight, says Sue? Sue, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm drinking a lime sparkling water tonight. Oh, but JD's an alcoholic. No, I actually am not. But I'm trying to get myself into decent shape, man. I've actually cut significantly back on the alcohol. Thank you, Sue. Armando with the 21 months. Heel DIY is going to cook. Plus Stephanie Vacker. Oh, my goodness. Keep up the good work, JD. You're the best at this in the IWC. Just a word of warning, guys. Did you see Stephanie Vacker's IG story today? You will understand why I said I respectfully disagree with what she thinks is her best body part. Oh, yeah. That deserves a Sue. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man. She's my favorite. Armando, thank you, brother. Sidro with a 5. What did one tectonic plate say when it bumped into the other? Whoops, my fault. And why did Captain Crunch get promoted? Cause Seaman Crunch didn't sound good. Yeah, I like that. Listen, man, Captain Crunch was a childhood favorite of mine, man. AJ Files with a $2 super chat. Hey, JD, can I send you my website link? Blue Sky. AJ, I gotta be honest with you, man. I got a Blue Sky account. I don't use it. I tweeted like 5 times. Or what do they call it? What do they call tweets over there? Skies? Blues? Blues Clues? I don't know. I'm hardly on it, bro. It's all the snowflakes have migrated over there, man. It's not for me. I'm gonna stay where the human beings actually are on X. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Blonde driving with her boyfriend hears on radio that 2 Brazilian men were killed. Gasping, she turns to ask her boyfriend, how many is 2 Brazilian? Okay. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. Since Survivor Series, I believe Jimmy is better than Jay for promo and in ring. Tonight, does Jimmy become a babyface with the crowd pop? Johnny Boy, I don't know what you're smoking, brother, but no. Jimmy is not better in ring than Jay, and he's not better on the promo either. Jose Perez with a $4.99. JD, your TK coverage this week has become must-see TV. Can't believe this is the same guy we praised 2 years ago. Shaking my head. Can't wait for Saturday night's main event. OTS for life. Talk to you later, bro. Jose, thank you, brother. Tony Khan does it to himself, man. Tony makes himself an easy target. He's just clueless. Ali with a $2 super chat. Do you see Penta showing up tomorrow? No. I do not. Apex with a $1.99. JD, so Yanks couldn't call Soto because he changed numbers. Bro, the whole thing is a fucking circus. I saw a picture of him yesterday at Citi Field, man. They tell me he's 26 years old, man. He looks 36. There's no way that man is 26 years old. No way. Sidro with a $5 super chat. What do you call a poor Santa Claus? St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas. Yes. Yes, that's what they call it. Yeah. And why did that one's probably the best one tonight. Why did the parachutist drink 3 bottles of laxative before jumping? He wanted to hit the ground running. You would never catch me jumping out of an airplane. Ever. Ever. I think people who do it are fucking mental. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Adam Khan, the only Khan, the real Khan. $20. Thank you, brother. He says, cheers. Chris Lloyd with a $5 super chat. I think Tiffany is turning babyface. The crowd have been getting behind her. And the look she had after Candice insulted her and Nia walking away. Yeah. Well, you know what that means. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Tiffany's a babyface and Charlotte returns as a heel. God forbid she returns as a babyface. Charlotte is bad enough. But Charlotte as a babyface is nauseating fucking eye-bleeding television, bro. It's awful. Paul David with the 34 months. Reaction to Juan Soto. We need a salary cap back in baseball, man. I think it's ridiculous, and there's no way he's even playing 5 years of that contract. Sidro with a $5 super chat. If Bianca injured Jade, why would she willingly go to Jade in the back during tournament match for a title shot? Won't make sense and make her look stupid. Well, like a good, sly, evil woman, she would have paid somebody else to do it. Who that person is, I don't know. Clearly, it wasn't Bianca. Maybe it was Bianca before her match. We don't know. We don't know. And why did she run back there? Well, she wanted to pretend like she didn't know who did it. Keep up the illusion. Johnny Boy Vaccaro, the $2 super chat. God, I hope it's not Charlotte who attacked Jade. I hope not. That would be awful. Apex with the $1.99. Bayley will be framed. Naomi did it. Triple H, HBK 2003. Yeah, I'm still going with Naomi. I'm going with Naomi. Adam Khan, the real Khan, with a $20 super chat. Second cheers. Happy to have you here, brother. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Here is a hard one. Pun intended. Rank number 1 through 5 in terms of looks. Oh boy, this is not as hard as you think it is. Well, I mean, when I look at Stephanie in her IG picture, I mean, 1 through 5 here. Stephanie Vaccaro. These are the ladies. Yes, Tiffany, Scarlett, Io, Stephanie, and Julia. I'm going Stephanie number 1, Julia number 2, Scarlett number 3. Io number 4 and Tiffany number 5. Yes, phrasing. Yes, I know. You solid monster fucking hecklers. I know. Lauren with a 32 months. How did Melo get defeated in 90 seconds? Insane. I mean, he lost to Braun Strowman. SmackDown is a double taping tonight. Yes. I think Randy Orton is returning tomorrow night, and he'll attack KO after. I agree. She also says Naomi is the one who attacked Jade, it seems. That's what they want you to believe. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $5 super chat. Triple H gave us a segment of Jade and Charlotte had a backstage brief interaction when she first joined WWE. Jade being a dud. This shouldn't be a story. I don't... Listen, bro. If it's Charlotte, that is lame. Fucking lame. Yes, Io at number 4, man. Where'd you want Io on my list? Number 1? She's not number 1. Stephanie Vaccaro is number 1. And I think Julie is more attractive than Io. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think it's Charlotte. Though I would hate it if it is. That's awful. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Raw on Netflix is gonna be epic. Yeah, it's gonna be a WrestleMania-like show. Absolutely. Theme parks and things with Johnny with a $4.99. Hey, JD, I'm part of the theme park world. As an enthusiast, I'm hearing rumblings that Comcast is rumored to buy Warner Brothers Discovery or some merger between Ewan and Warner Brothers. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you have an ear closer to the ground, brother. I didn't hear nothing like that. I haven't looked into anything. It's the first time hearing of it. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Raw on Netflix will definitely set up Mania. Absolutely. It's going to be a Mania show like it's going to be a Mania show in itself, for sure. Adam Khan, the real Khan, with a third cheers tonight. This guy is ordering drinks in the bar and he's slamming them down and having a fucking good time tonight, man. Adam Khan with a 20. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very much, man. Guys, Tiffany Stratton is not more attractive than Stephanie Vaccaro. Cut it out. Stop. Give me a break. Sidro with the $2 super chat. Girl gets a tattoo on tits. Would that be tit for tat? I guess so, Sidro. Yes. Lauren with a 2. JD, you look good with your hair down. Do I? Do I look good? Oh, man, look at my hair, man. Everybody says I got no hair. I'm going for that 80s Stranger Things look, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Brendan Watson with a $4.99. The Roman Reigns promo looked like they were on a boat dock. Maybe. I couldn't get a good look. I didn't know, man. I was more paying attention to Paul Heyman in the back and then Roman talking. Learning Tree Jericho, 81-31. Having Tony's return match on Rampage is the lowest of low IQ booking decisions. Imagine Triple H returning in 2002, and his return match was on Sunday Night Heat. TK finds new ways each week to look stupid. Ghost for Guns, I see. John Wick hairstyle, yes. Yeah. JD gets out of the shower looking like Bret the Hitman Hart. Yeah. These are all facts, by the way. Factual information. Oofa Lufa. Oofa Lafa. Oofa Lafa. That's what he said. Oofa Lafa. LA Knight called the Ula Fala the Oofa Lafa tonight. Oofa Falafel. Oompa Loompa. Sidra, I have seen all the John Wicks, yes. They're great movies. Guys, Julia is not greater than Stephanie Vaquer. Cut it out. What are we doing? Is JD bald? Says my corona. I'm getting there. Sadly. But I look damn good with a fucking hat on and my hair down. That's all that matters. Learning Tree. I agree with you 100%, brother. Tony Khan is a clueless hack. Adam Khan, the real Khan, with he's got another 20 and another 20. 40 by Adam Khan. Cheers, I know you're a white wine guy. I like that with a good swordfish. You eat the swordfish. That's all you, brother. I will have a nice glass of Sauvignon Blanc. I'll order me a burger or some fucking nice Italian. I don't do fish. Adam also says, JD, who's your favorite WWE wrestler for each show? CM Punk. Who is my favorite wrestler on Friday Night SmackDown? I have no idea. I don't know. That's a tough one. CM Punk. Probably go, you know, I don't really have one. I don't really have one on Friday night. I don't. Not that I don't think they're good athletes. I just don't have a favorite. I don't really care either way. And then on NXT, Tony D'Angelo. JD, did you see Eddie Edwards slap that fan? Was it a work? Jacquard, was it a work? I can't imagine them doing that. Kevin Owens, yeah, there you go. Kevin Owens. James All Day, there you go. Kevin Owens. Let's go with him. CM Punk, Kevin Owens, and then Tony D. Lauren with a 2. Wasn't there a rumor they would be a title change tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. Laura Marie Hutton with a $2 super chat. Do you see Cody, Orton, Cena teaming up soon? Possibly. I could see Cody and Cena one-on-one. I don't know about them teaming up. Is it on social media? Arrangements for the $1.99. Did you see Paige's Blue Sky tweet about Logan Paul? I did. Nor do I care. I don't really give a shit. Arrangements. Adam Page is great. There's no reason to go and make inconspicuous comments about Logan Paul. The Ashen Chevalier with a $5 super chat. So TNA really did it and brought back Tessa Blanchard. LOL TNA. Yeah. They went and did it. Apex with a $1.99. The pick of Soto at City Field. Silly Field, yeah. The pick of Soto at City Field with the beer gut. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. He don't look 26 there. Who says he looks 26 in that fucking picture, man? Does anybody think that picture looks like Juan Soto at 26 years old? Give me a fucking break. Favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era? The Undertaker. Clone Force with a $4.99. JD, you should make a shirt that says JD is right, since AEW fans think you are wrong about TK and AEW, while knowing you are right about that, and OTS for life. I don't think anybody would buy that shirt that says JD is right. I think there's better shirts to mimic, Clone Force. And Zachary Ray with a $4.99. AJD, do you see LA Knight becoming champ next year? World Heavyweight Champion Zachary? No. I could see him winning the Intercontinental Championship. But a World Championship? No, sir. Thank you guys for a great stream, man. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We will be back here live again tomorrow night, man. I want to see that same energy tomorrow night. I'm expecting a big OTS audience tomorrow night for Saturday night's main event. Adam Khan comes in late with another $20 super chat. Best match of the night, says Adam Khan. Tonight for SmackDown, LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Thank you to all my fellow purple snakes on Twitch. Trev92 says, love the content. Big Slime, my boy JD, 2 first-time chats. Appreciate you, fellas. And Trev92 subscribed with a Twitch Prime. Love to see it. Appreciate you, brother. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. Hit that thumbs up. 750 likes. Again, make sure you leave a comment down below. Get the podcast and the stream and the algorithm. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. Saturday night's main event will be live right here on OTS. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And follow me on social media, man. We'll be live tweeting tomorrow night for the big one. Until then, guys, have a great Friday night. Have a great Saturday. And I will see you right back here in the venue for Saturday night's main event. I'll see you guys later.